Morning, good evening, depending on where you are. This is the HideNet Week in Review, and instead of Don on Sunday night, you get me, Vera Dordick, from Hong Kong on Monday. We're here to cover APLF for you and bring you all the latest and greatest news with regard to prices and what goes on here at the fair. But before we talk about APLF, let's have a look at what happened in Europe, Latin America, and the U.S. this week. Andrea Guolo tells us from Europe that the UK Irish ox is stable at 1.55 euros to 160. Demand has eased on European cows a bit. Sellers are always asking for more and they aren't getting it. 25 and up. Northern German cows are at 170 and Central French selections are struggling to get anything more than 185. Veal skins have a big gap right now between top and medium quality, so that is an issue. Bulls are slowing also. Tanners bought very well into mid-March, and now there's a bit of a slowdown in the car market, so that is affecting bull sales. Sheep, it's downhill for Spanish selections after having a big rise in February, and then Greece is coming along. It's their season starting. But for the poor UK, those selections are down to about 20 cents a piece for sheepskins. In the U.S. this week, heavy Texas was down $1 to $2. Branded steers were down. All the steers had eased in general, but cows continued to be firm. The bigger news was slaughter this week went over 600,000 for the week, which is high and typically is in barbecue season and hasn't happened since December before the Christmas holidays. And in 2016, it was mid-May before we saw that number. So what that will do for supply and how that will affect prices remains to be seen. The biggest news for the week was probably the Brazilian weak meat scandal, which blew up in a hurry and seems to be calming down already in that now by the weekend, several countries had lifted their complete bans on Brazilian meat and were focusing just on the affected plants. How and if that will have any effect on the market remains to be seen, and we should have a better idea this week at APLF. And speaking of which, we have the HideNet Forum this week on Wednesday, so if you're here in Hong Kong, please join us on Wednesday from 12:30 to 2:30. We have some of the biggest names in hide and leather trading to talk about prices, market direction, and the factors that are playing a role and what that means for the coming year. So please join us, stay tuned, and we'll have video updates for you every day at the end of the day during the fair. So bye-bye for now from Hong Kong.